All right.
Alright, we should be live. Yep, we're live.
Cool. Sure.
Yep.
Three. Pop. Okay. It'll pop up my notifications soon.
Should.
Just gotta make
Oh, there
sure.
it is.
Yeah, there we go. It popped up. Let's go. All right. Oh yeah, the Lakers and Warriors are happening today. So that's interesting. I also kept the Lakers like in the series.
Yep.
They win.
They're down
Yeah.
by
Yeah,
12
but
right
the
now.
Warriors are winning 91-75 in the third quarter.
So they probably ain't winning this. That's fine. Steph Curry needs a good game, but that's not what we're talking about today. Obviously you can see that we have a tier maker up. Let's just get this started. Do you guys just want to start with the Cardinals? I believe like they're like a 21-30 team. Like everyone keeps saying they're the worst team, but I don't think that we're gonna be like first or second pick. I think we're gonna be like around like top 5 pick still, but like not that bad. So, yeah.
I say that you guys are
Well,
21-30.
I can't see the Cardinals being bad. It's just D Hop's good. He's gonna win us a couple games. We always get our 2 wins against the. We're gonna get 2 wins against the Niners, which is weird to say, but we have Colt McCoy at quarterback, and he kills the Niners every year. Like I think he's undefeated against the Niners right now, so I think we'll be fine. Yeah.
I think I agree. Bottom feeder's a little extreme. Like Kyler could come back healthy, could pick up wins down the stretch. D-Hop is staying, so the receiving core is going to still be really deep and stacked. They worked in the O-line, so I think their offense still looks pretty good on paper if Kyler can come back. Defensively, I don't know what's happening with Buda Baker anymore. I don't know if he's actually going to get traded or not, but overall, this team's they're probably going to be a bad team, but I don't know if they're going to be top 2 pick bad.
Bro, freaking Buda Baker has a 6-pack on his back now. Somehow he got
What the
it.
heck?
Yeah, he was doing some pull-ups and like literally there's like defining areas in his back. It was weird. I didn't like it. That's the only thing I know about Buda Baker right now.
He's just
Yeah, that's from carrying your team, Zach.
Shut up. He has help.
Where?
Isaiah Simmons, and we're about to make a mistake again and not giving him his 5th-year option. Now he's gonna break out even more than he's already. And then we're not gonna be able to pay him, and then he's gonna go to the Eagles. Or no, he's gonna go to the Panthers. Then he's gonna go to like some other bum ass franchise, and then he's gonna go to the Eagles. Sounds like someone else that we knew. But that's besides the point. All right, Falcons. I think they're in the same range, right? As the
Low
Cardinals.
21-30.
For now, they'll be there, but they could move down. Same with the Cardinals. Like, but right now, I see those 2 teams right there. So, yeah.
But what about Bijan?
Bijan's exciting, but like, Kyle Pitts is gonna be a decoy. Drake London should improve. Desmond Ritter, I don't trust as much, but that's really it. Defense is coming along, kinda. So, not a bad team. It's just, it's not like compared to like we'll get to like other teams later. Like, do you think that they could really beat the Chiefs or like the? Do you really think I can't even mention anybody in their freaking division just because well, their division sucks. So, like, do I think that they can beat the Saints? Yes. Do I think that they can beat the Panthers? Yeah. I think they could totally sweep the Bucks this year. Like, that's not the issue. It's literally every other team in other divisions. Like, I feel like they would have sometimes a hard time against like even the Titans if Derrick Henry is playing. So like, I don't know. I think that they're in that range. I'm not gonna put anybody in 31 or 32 until probably very much later, until we have to actually make a consensus of a decision. I think that the Cardinals are better though than the Falcons. That just might be me. What do you guys say? Because I feel like we all agree on the range, right?
yeah, they're definitely a 21 to 30 team. I
Would
think
you say they're better than the Cardinals or worse than the Cardinals? I like their offense a little bit better going into this season.
I say slightly worse than the Cardinals. Well, they have good offensive playmakers. It just if they want to use some of them or not. Mainly Kyle Pitts. I bet they're going to use Bijan a lot, but I have major questions about the quarterback.
But what if they use Bijan as a decoy?
Bijan's going to be a decoy for so Algier can get all the receiving back yards.
Of course.
It all makes sense.
There's gonna be a lot of play action. I feel like where we'll be able to play action a lot.
I think that's going to be Arthur Smith's goal.
Also, wait, isn't Arthur Smith originally a Titans coordinator?
Yeah, so it's gonna be. I think they're gonna.
Oh, so he's basically going to give
See his-
Bijan 50 carries a game, right?
I think that's their offensive game plan. They're just gonna neglect their last 2 first-round pick offensive playmakers.
Oh, great. Then Desmond Ritter is literally the best Ryan Tannehill role he could ever play. And if they really think that Drake London is literally their A.J. Brown, then dang, he'll just get traded to the Eagles in a couple years. That's great. And then, well, Kyle Pitts just a cherry on top. He never had that.
Yeah, we knew he was not gonna get used anyway after last year.
Yeah, alright. Ravens, now that they have Lamar, I would say that they're in like the 6 to 10 or 1 through 5. I would say that's their. I don't know where I should put them. I'm down to hear whoever, but I don't think. You can't convince me about 11 through 15. I think it's between 6 and 10 and 1 and 5.
Them at 16 through 20.
Okay, get out of here. Lamar is going to make him a playoff team.
Yeah, but I don't know who to take out.
I'm going to put him at 6 through 10, unless, Jack, you have an opinion on this one.
Really high on the Ravens. I'm not gonna put them at 1 to 5. I want to see how it plays out first. But what the Ravens did this year, they kept Lamar, added OBJ, Zay Flowers. They actually have receivers this time around. I feel like their defense has always been consistent. It's never been the issue. So Lamar's got like real playmakers now. Everything just feels really good. I feel pretty confident about this Ravens team. I think they could easily.
But you forgot. You forgot a receiver. It's the first one they
You
signed.
can't forget about Nelson Aguilar.
Oh, I thought it was Deshaun Jackson. Oops.
This one's Nelson Aguilar.
Okay, well, yeah, but if you really think about it, though, like, all those are, like, OBJ, number 2 option. Come on, Rashad Bateman,
We don't
Haven't
talk
even-
about Rashad Bateman.
we haven't even seen him play yet. Not seen him play, that's Zay Flowers we haven't seen play, but, same with Rashad Bateman, he was injured, half the season. So, he's not even, a number 1 option, and then Zay Flowers doesn't feel like a number 1 option to me, at this point right now.
We'll see how he.
It's they literally just have all number 2 options at receiver. It's a better receiving core than last year, yeah. But,
Progress.
would it really be, that bad if you just kept Hollywood?
They'd actually probably. You could argue they'd be
Oh.
better off, actually.
Ooh, would you say that? Because they
Oh,
did get...
Linderbaum, though. So.
Yeah, and that's a
They got
great
Linderbaum.
center. They would have found, they would have just taken,
But they
John,
could've developed one, like JMS.
they would have just developed... The Ravens are great at drafting. Alright, Bills, I don't think that this is a debate 1 through 5, right?
1 through 5.
Yep.
Yeah, that... I don't... They'll be here for now. We'll talk about other teams, maybe competing with them, like the Ravens, but right now, it's the consensus. They literally are having... I feel like they, other than the Jets, might have the best defense in the league. Jets, Ravens, and Bills, I think, are the top 3 defenses going into next season. So, that's just me, though. If you guys have other... I feel like we have to agree on that, but the defensive take was just something.
Yeah,
What
so-
do the Ravens have besides... Oh, wait, no, they got a lot of stuff.
They got a lot of stuff. Marlon Humphrey. They can still sign Marcus Peters. I don't think he's signed with...
Perfect.
Yeah, it's literally just they built up their core again. And Kyle Hamilton should improve in coverage this year.
Oh, yeah, they do have Kyle Hamilton. I forgot about it.
The generation.
Yeah.
Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah, man was going top 3 and then went top 15. So,
Man got burnt.
okay, I think, do we want to talk about the Bills at all? Or it's kind of just a consensus?
They're kind of the same. They kept most of it together. They lost Tremaine Edmonds, but I don't think that's gonna hurt them.
I thought that... Did they lose Saffold too?
Oh, I don't think they have Stafford back, but I think they did enough. In
But
the
they have
draft to
Osiris
replace
Torrance.
Stafford, yeah, with Osiris Torrance, I think they'll be all right. So it's we still have questions about if they can realistically beat out the Chiefs, the Bengals, and the other top teams in the AFC. But they're still a top 5 team in the league, though.
Oh, one sec. Can I look up their draft real quick? I feel like they did
They added
something.
Kincaid too,
Yeah, that's a way better...
so now they got a
Um,
new tight end in the receiving room with Nas.
They also try to replace their linebacker that they lost, Edmonds, with they're trying to replace him with Delora Williams,
Oh, they're gonna
which
try
that was a 3rd-round guy. So no, and then they got Justin Shorter in the 5th round to try to replace. I believe they're trying to. This is a weird thing to say. They're trying to replace Cole Beasley, but that's kind of
That's
they're trying to find a good number 2. They're trying to find a good 2 receiver for to pair with Diggs. Because Gabriel Davis is not really working, so. But other than that, if you really are just looking for a number 2 receiver, or a placement at guard, and I think they found and a tight end, I think you're pretty solid off. And a linebacker, obviously, but linebackers are hard to come by at this time. Like, I can't even name my top 5 linebackers. It's a really scarce position. You either have them or you don't. Like,
most teams are either loaded or they have nothing.
yeah. Unless you're the Cardinals, and then you're confused because Isaiah Simmons plays random safety and also linebacker, and then same with Xavier Collins. So I have no clue if he's going to be lining up as a safety next year. All right, Panthers.
Ooh,
I don't know.
21 through 30.
21 through 30, but better than the Cardinals and Falcons.
And the Falcons. Oh, no. Whoa. Receiving core. No.
I don't care about receiving core. One of them has
Receiving
a nice
core,
show.
Cardinals is better.
No.
They got the quarterback thing. I got that. But running back, I would prefer James Conner.
Sanders.
O-line, I prefer my O-line. Freaking defense, if we're just going by D-line, they have a better D-line. That's fine. Corners, they have better corners. Safeties, I believe we have better safeties if Budda Baker doesn't get traded.
Just Budda Baker, that's it. The Panthers are
Jalen
better.
Thompson's good too. He's good too. They only have Jeremy Chin. I don't know what their safeties are. The receiving core is dog shit. Everything is
Thielen,
bad.
Marshall and
I think, in my opinion, they're better than the Falcons just because they have a quarterback and they have an identity next year. But they're still not better than the Cardinals.
Okay, agree to disagree.
Jack is the final say in this. Jack, would you say they're better than the Cardinals? Because we agree they're better than the Falcons, right, guys?
yeah, I'll give them the Falcons. I feel like the Panthers have a young nuclear. I'm disappointed in the weapons though, to be honest. They just don't move the bar for me. Adam Thielen, receiver 1, he's old and injured. DJ Chark, Terrence Marshall, it's just I don't love the playmakers, honestly.
And is it Mingo joining that receiving core too?
I think Mingo. They drafted Mingo too, which is good.
I was thinking it was either him or Dell they took.
I think
And Dell got taken by the
Texans.
Yeah.
Dell with Texans.
Yeah, I was between those teams, but I think just because of receiving core, it's gonna be really hard for Bryce Young even to throw the ball, and the O line's not that good.
Yeah, it's
So,
not something they've invested heavily in. I like some.
I'm not saying the Cardinals have a better
If
better
Hudson stays, I think they'd be all right though.
yeah, but I'm not saying that the Cardinals literally clear the Panthers. I think it's a well fought battle between those two, but I just think the Cardinals have the edge on other sides of positional groups. I think that they have it just better. And coaching, I trust my coach more than theirs. So it's not I like Frank Reich, but I trust Gannon more. So it's that's just me though. So yeah, Bears.
Panthers below the Cardinals.
I would say Bears are actually a 16-20 team.
16 to 20, but they're low 16 to 20.
Yeah, but they're still 6. I think they're better than all 3 of those teams in the 21 through 30. I think Justin Fields is going to take another step. So they could be at the end of the season if Justin Fields is in my opinion, having the step that he might take. I can see them as a 11 through 15 squad. So yeah, I'm going to say 16 through 20 right now, but that could change later.
I'll put them in 16 to 22. I think or 16 to 20. It's I think they upgraded a lot of. They did a lot of good this offseason. They worked on their O-line. They acquired a number 1 receiver finally, and their defense. They got 2 good linebackers, and they just improved a lot all around. They got Darnell Wright, which was a win. I think if he's ready to go. And overall, this team's it's very improved from last season. I don't think they've reached their ceiling necessarily. It's kind of up to Justin Fields if they can move up to 11 to 15. How much of a step does he take up having real playmakers now? But overall, I can definitely see this. This team is definitely above the teams we have in 21 to 30 right now.
Yeah, for sure. Do you think that their running game is going to be solid like it was last year, or do you think it's going to be taking a little bit of a step back just because Montgomery's gone?
I think Herbert and did they get the Panthers guy that was from Texas too?
Yeah, they got Freeman.
Or Freeman,
Or
yeah.
Foreman.
I don't know if it's
I think it's
Freeman, but
it's one of those two.
I think it's going to be more. Well, I think it's already committee, but I think the running game's going to stay. Maybe it takes a slight step back. Montgomery's a higher caliber
He's
player.
a lot. Like, he's arguably some days even a top 10 running back. So, like,
So they drafted him to be a workhorse, and
yeah.
losing him is not.
I really thought they might have taken Bijan. That was what I was thinking, but then he got taken by the Falcons. So, it would have worked out, too. Bengals, we really have to, like, talk about it. Like, even though they lost their safeties, I still think that they're, like, a top 5 to... I think they're still, like, a top 3 unit in the league. And they replaced their safeties pretty well too in the draft. They addressed it pretty well because they have Dax Hill now because they drafted him last year, and then they got Jordan Battle on the other side. So like I still think that they're a top 3 unit. I know we've never seen Dax Hill or Jordan Battle play, but like it's there. So and I think that they're better than the Bills just because I trust their offense more than the Bills. So that's just me though. Do you guys have any opinions on this?
They're definitely
What
better than the
team are we on?
one of the Bengals.
Bengals.
Bengals. Okay, yeah, they're a top 5 unit.
Their
And they're
offense has,
better-
like no holes pretty much. If Joe Mixon stays out of trouble,
Well, I wouldn't say all the way that's true. I like some of their interior line could improve, but like,
If Joe Mixon stops allegedly trying to shoot kids playing
it's still a
Nerf
good. It's still a good O line, and like I'm not saying that they need like like Nelson there, but like it's not like they could still get him. Like there's some parts that still can get
they could
improved.
work on mainly the guards at this point.
Yeah, but like the guards are very solid guards at this time.
I think it's like probably one of the most complete offenses in the league, and their defense is always reliable. Losing the safety is going to be interesting, but if they did it right, I think they'll be okay. Obviously, there's going
I'm a
to be
little scared about their
drop-off.
corners though. Are you a little scared about their corners too?
Oh yeah, their
like-
secondary's a little
It's a little
it's
shaky.
iffy. Like, obviously, I think Awuzie is still there.
Yeah, I
But,
think
like,
he's
outside
still
of
there.
Awuzie,
They might.
They still never really addressed corner two.
They maybe can sign Marcus Peters. He's still there. Actually,
Yeah,
that would
be a
not be a
good
bad
acquisition.
move. Now their cap situation probably would hate that, but at this time you have to pay Joe Burrow soon, so
Yeah,
maybe
it's time. Do everything
maybe-
you can.
Yeah, they're gonna
Yeah.
need to pay up.
they should have tried for like Bradbury or try to make a trade for Darius Slay or something like that. They should have tried something to get that corner addressed. I think they were thinking about doing it in the draft. So
Ooh, that
they could have done it too. They could have taken Ringo, but that's fine. Or Cam Smith. So, yeah, Browns. I would say 16-20 and better than the Bears.
11 through 15.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
That's valid. I think that they're better than any of the teams that I think they're better than the Bears, the Cardinals, the Panthers, and the Falcons. They fall a lot short with the teams above them.
This could
Yeah.
be subject to change, but for now, I think they could be easily 11 to 15. If Deshaun Watson is the man we know he was back in Houston, they're moving up like a lot, easily into 6 to 10. But for now, with him being question mark, but overall the roster still looks really good. They have a really deep receiving room now with a Cooper, Elijah Moore, and Peoples-Jones, Njoku, Nick Chubb. The O line is still kind of in place for the most part. And their defense.
They fired their DC too.
They kind of flipped around their stuff. They got Dalvin Thomason for the interior D line from the Vikings. The only thing that's really weird about them is I don't know what their safety deal is because they cut John Johnson.
Oh, he's a free agent now?
Yep,
Or no?
he's free agent still.
Ooh.
But like
Cardinals could sign him on a cheap deal, and then we could trade Baker.
Yeah, because I think
Hey.
he doesn't have much of a market, so you could probably get him for pennies.
Yeah. So if Deshaun Watson does become back to like a top 3 quarterback, the Browns could make the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, if he goes back to peak Deshaun Watson, like the getting punched in the face during touchdowns, MVP candidate, they easily become a top 5 team in the league. If he kind of comes back, they can be a top 10 team in the league.
Yeah. They could totally compete in their division though if he just decides to step up.
Yeah, he's
Just-
just gotta not be absolutely.
It's kind of hard, like missing 2 years and then like having to come back.
But we'll see, yeah, 'cause
Oh.
this is his first season, like fully
Fully
getting
back.
everything ready to go. He's at the facility. He's practicing every day now.
And
Yeah.
he's not turning over the other way in his massages.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Cowboys. I would say a 6 through 10 team.
6 to 10.
Would you say that they're better than the Ravens? I would not,
I would
because
say they're better than Ravens
I
just by a little
trust the
bit.
Ravens offense and defense more. They're just their entire team. And coaching, I trust more. So, I say, like, they're probably a good first-round exit.
They're going to
So,
be a top 10 team because their roster's still like really good. Their defense always shows up. I just don't think it's as sound as the Ravens.
Well,
kind
they're
of crazy. I've looked at the Macy Smith pick that they had, and that's a good pick nowadays because, like, they want a run stopper.
For that interior.
Like, I had to read reports. Like, I was too pissed off on draft night. It's a good pick. It's just, I would have taken Breezy. So, that's it. But I don't think there's really anything to say. Like, they're better. They're way better than the Browns, and then they're worse than the Ravens. So, like, that's their range.
I like Gilmore too. I think that's gonna.
That is really nice. I do like, because now if they move Gilmore to number 1 corner, which is weird to say, because would you try? Ooh, Trayvon Diggs or Gilmore at 1.
It depends on where Gilmore is.
It matters what set you're in too.
Cause yeah, they're kind of they're different.
They are very different. I think Gilmore's a lot better in man-to-man coverage. Well, I think
Gilmore can Trayvon's becoming like a little more locked down.
Trayvon's actually gotten better. It's not we know him
He doesn't
for like
rely on
the
turnovers anymore. Like
Yeah, which is great.
Like a bunch, so it's progress. But like
Yeah, I think that he could get a lot more turnovers if he becomes the second corner. I feel like they're gonna get a lot more dusted like by the first option just because Gilmore's a lot older. But I feel like Trayvon would thrive being the second corner.
Yeah, he'd shut down all those number 2s.
Yeah, unless it's Devonta Smith or like.
Yeah, unless we get to the high end.
Yeah,
dismiss Jalen Waddles, T Higgins.
Yeah, like at that point, Bud, you're kind of screwed.
Then because those are number 1. Those are number 2s that are.
It should be
probably
number
ones
ones.
on a lot of teams.
Yeah. All right, Broncos. Are we using the same argument for the Broncos that we're using for the Browns, though?
11 through 15.
Yeah, and I would say the Broncos have more of a complete roster than the Browns, too.
They're a little bit worse than the Browns in my book.
Really, I would say defensively they are a lot better. Like, the Broncos still tried out, like a top 5 defense last year? And, like, the only problem was their offense?
Bradley Chubb.
Like, they did it without Bradley Chubb for most of the season.
No. They traded Bradley
Yes.
Chubb halfway through the season.
And they still got better things. They got Zach Allen this year, and they got a couple other pieces. I think that freaking Broncos are way better than the Browns, but worse than the Cowboys, obviously, at this time because of Russ. But like, I trust in Russell Wilson to turn it around, especially with Sean Payton too, more than just Deshaun turning it around.
I'll put them at.
Also, I think the receiving core is better too. Like, he has better options to throw to, and not JT, Javonte Williams is coming back with a better RB2, which is Pierre. What is it? Pierre
from the Bengals.
Samaje Perine. I was going to say Bahir to see, but that's a corner that retired like a long time ago.
Samaje
I like it.
Good though.
Yeah, and he hasn't fumbled once in his entire career.
Yeah, he's like a good compliment to Javonte.
So, in my opinion, the Broncos are better, but Josh says they're worse. So, Jack, your final decision.
I'm giving the edge to the Broncos mainly because I think the Browns' defense on paper looks like it could be more talented, but the Broncos' secondary is significantly better, and they are easily top 5 defense. I also trust their coach more. I get Sean Payton took a year off, but Sean Payton versus Kevin Stefanski, I prefer Sean Payton. If I'm trusting somebody to fix a broken quarterback, I'm going with that. And they also finally fixed that O-line. They got McGlinchey, they got Ben Powers. I think there's a lot of X factors. It's mainly Javonte Williams and Tim Patrick coming back healthy, because both of them had season-ending ACLs, I believe. And if those two can come back healthy and explosive like the years we saw before, I think the Broncos are legit set. They're going to be AFC. I'm not going to call them Super Bowl contenders, but I think they're easily going to be competing for a wild card spot in that AFC.
Yeah. Lions? Would you also say that they're in the same range as the Browns and the Broncos?
Oh, I think they're a high 11 to 15. I think I see them. I don't see the Broncos and the Browns necessarily. They could be top 10 though. It's close.
So like they're better than the Broncos and the
I think
Browns,
they're
right?
better than both of them, though.
Nah,
Yeah.
I still have a 16 through 20 team.
Really?
Yeah,
Why would you say that?
just because of DeAndre Swift, and they do have
But
David
they
Montgomery.
replaced before you. They replaced DeAndre Swift with Jameer Gibbs and David Montgomery.
Yeah, but I
Like-
still see them as 16 through 20 team. I don't know. Something about them. It's just the Lions.
It makes sense. It's just the Lions, but like, you can't like really debate. Like, sure they had not that best of a draft, but like still they addressed safety in the draft. They didn't address corner too well in the draft, but they addressed running back, which they really didn't need to address. Linebacker was a really good pick with Jack Campbell. Not especially there, but still was pretty solid. I think that they're an 11 through 15 team. That's my opinion, though. So, Jack, what are you saying for this?
I agree with you. I think they are 11 to 15. Their draft was bad from a draft perspective, like a process of drafting, but that doesn't make Jahmyr Gibbs one of the most fun players. That does not make Jahmyr Gibbs like explosive fun. I think he's going to do well in the Lions offense. I'm concerned about receiving depth with Jameson Williams getting suspended, but they seem to do fine without him, so I'm not super worried. If he's able to come on and be like Alabama Jameson Williams, though, their offense is stacked. Obviously, the O-line's still really good. I think defense, I like Jack Campbell getting addressed, not there, but it's still addressing it. And they started to work on the secondary. They added Cam Sutton from the Steelers, and they got Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. I think they're heading in the right direction. And basically, if the Lions are the team that we saw at the end of the season last year, I think they're easily going to be an 11 to 15. But we don't know if it's going to stay the same. We don't know how they're running it. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be able to handle it, though.
Yeah, especially because he doesn't have to be RB1. He like is RB2.
He can
Which
split.
it's stupid how you literally draft in like your first round, like the first pick in the first round, not the first pick in the your first pick in the first round is an RB2. Like you had other
easily just
preferences.
have the same running backs
They
from last
could've-
year and have the same effect.
Wouldn't they just
but
like
still.
take? They should have just taken like I'm sorry, like this should have never been a draft. Like we're not draft. Like we're still probably pissed off about the draft, but like they should have really just taken Christian Gonzalez.
If they took
like-
Christian Gonzalez there, then
Dude.
I'm feeling super comfortable because I actually feel good about their secondary.
Like,
it's okay
dang,
right
that's
now.
not-
It's like, dang.
Like that they should have done that because Jameer would have still been there and Jack Campbell would have been there with their other pick, like in the later area.
So they
like-
basically could have the same draft.
And they could have had Brian Branch later too. Like they could have had everything.
Oh, they did add
won.
Branch too. So they've definitely.
Yeah, I remember they didn't mention that. Like they did address secondary. It's just not. They addressed a nickel corner, which is not what they really needed. Because
That's
a
why I
Warrior
thought the
plays.
deal could deal with
Because
Warren.
a Warrior plays nickel corner sometimes, and he does not bad at it. He didn't do well this year, obviously. And I think the Okuda trade, they should have. Damn. I mean, do you really want to wait until his stock goes up? Which is like, you can't because you have to hope that you have a good season with him. Then you have to know that he's not going to have a good season next year. So, yeah, who knows? That's a really hard situation. All right, let's talk about the other NFC North team and the Packers. I'm gonna say the Packers, their roster, like defensively, they're still very solid. They're around. I'm between 16 through 20 and 21 through 30. That's how bad it is with them. I don't trust Jordan Love at all. And the receiving core, they didn't really work on either. Like they took a jump ball. I believe they took a guy. I think it was Jaden Reed. The draft. I need to make sure that I'm right. Yeah, and like, dude, the dude I believe is like I need to look up his height. He's really. There he is, Jaden Reed. I believe he's short and he's a jump ball guy. Yeah, 5'11" jump ball guy. That's insane. Like, it's what they want. It's not like a Packers-esque wide receiver. It's not tall and lengthy, but he's not fast. He's literally just. It makes no sense. But it's fine. Dang. I'm between both of them. I want to hear what you guys have to say.
I'm saying 16 through 20, but better than all the teams. Or no, not 16 through 20. 21 through 30, but better than all the teams on there.
I would agree with that too. But Jack, what would you say?
I'm putting them at the bottom of 16 to 20. I think Jordan Love, obviously, I'm not a fan. I like the running back duo still. The receivers are. It's just a super young and unproven group. Like Christian Watson
have, like,
had a pretty good second half, but outside of that, it's just a mysteries everywhere.
Don't they also have like the like on the receiving core? It's like the like cap is like the least amount of cap hit and cap casualties just because how young the receivers
all
are.
three of these guys, yeah, all three of these guys were drafted in the last 2 years. And Musgraves, too. That's a starting tight end. O-line's shaky, especially the right side.
Anthony Davis going to his home.
What happened to Anthony Davis?
He went to the locker room
Oh, of course.
in the fourth quarter. He's going back to his home.
Oh, AD. As usual.
I like how there's not even like a basketball channel. We just AD is just an idiot. Like not an idiot, but he just can't stay healthy.
He had a bad day. He's gonna have a good day next game then.
He even got injured when he was playing 2K with himself.
That's wild. But that's okay. So now, all right. Now we have to do the game because Josh said that they're the best, and you said they're the worst. Jack, do you think that they're better than the Falcons? Yes or no? The Packers.
I think they're better than all of 21-30.
Oh, so you say they're on top because you said they were just on bottom.
I put them in the bottom of 16 through 20, not 20.
Oh, damn. Now you guys are making me choose.
Because I think their defense is still really good.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you there. I think defensively they're just a lot better. Offensively, they have a lot of questions.
Offensively, it's just a mess, though.
But they always can move down. Like, this is not...
They're good. I could see them easily sliding down or up depending on who develops in their offense, who doesn't.
Yeah, and who else is going to go in these teams? All right, Texans. Sorry, Josh.
21-30.
Yeah, 21-30, and I say that you guys who better. Okay, I think that you're better than the Panthers and the Falcons. Are you better than the Cardinals though?
Yes, because we have an edge rusher.
That doesn't make you automatically better.
We have Will Anderson, and we got defensive
This will
line.
actually get decided later in the year when like we have to face each other. But right now, I would say if the Cardinals and the Texans went against each other, I would take the Cardinals because I don't trust Stingley to cover Hop. Or at all. And I feel like...
You're going to have Hopkins.
Yeah, dude, he's not getting traded. We've literally talked about this. He's not getting traded. He actually doesn't want to get traded. We've talked about this on this show. Like, not at all. Now, Jack, do you agree with me on they're better than the Falcons? We all agree that they're better than the Falcons and the Panthers. Now,
the NFC South right now.
Okay. Who'd you take? Cardinals, Texans. It's really close.
Tough, 'cause I feel like I generally really like Texans offseason. I feel like the O-line actually feels set for once. I think a lot of question marks in the receiving room, but Dalton Schultz is a big win. Dameon Pierce, obviously, still a big win. Defense, I like Will Anderson, and I like Derek Stingley.
And Petrie.
Oh, yeah, Petrie, too. And then I look at let me check what the rest of the depth chart on defense.
I don't care about Ward.
Oh, yeah, Jimmy
Oh,
Ward.
yeah, Jameer Ward. Or Jermaine Ward.
So
And then they also have
secondary. They have
they have Lopez or like the salsa dude.
Oh yeah,
Roy Lopez.
Sheldon Rankins,
He's a
Barry
pretty good
Jones.
DT.
Dang.
I feel like this team's gonna
Dang,
be
now-
really surprising.
I think it's like literally they're neck and neck.
I'll give this. Oh,
I'm gonna give the slight edge.
If Kyler.
Yeah, if we had Kyler, I think no. If we had Kyler though, we would be like a 11th or 15th, just because Kyler's injured this year.
If Kyler was there for the whole season, I would give it to the Cardinals. But since we're having Bryce Young, or not Bryce
Yeah,
Young,
I would take Bryce Young over Colt McCoy any day.
Since we're having CJ Stroud, I'd
Oh, yeah.
give it to the Texans.
My bad. Yeah, I forgot you guys didn't draft. You guys just seemed like you drafted Bryce Young, but yeah, Cardinals. If we had Kyler Murray, I think we would be competing with like in playoffs, but we obviously don't. So, yeah, Colts. Sorry, I'm sorry. They're the worst. Like I can't trust JT coming back. Like they're not like the worst team, but I'm putting them in 21-30. And I think that they're worse than the Falcons and the Panthers. Like, that's my opinion, though. Where are you guys placing them?
I agree. I'm putting them at the bottom, 21 through 30 for now. I'm not
And
confident they're going to be a bottom feeder.
they might go down to 31, 32, right?
But they
Like
could
they're
definitely be like their core, like the quarterback situation is a big question mark. Obviously, the Anthony Richardson pick. I like the Anthony Richardson pick, but the man is still like a lottery ticket. We don't know if he's going to be ready to go. And then if it's not Anthony Richardson, it's Gardner Minshew. O lines: Quentin Nelson, Ryan Kelly, and Braden Smith are obviously good. But then Will Fries, Bernard Raymond, Josh Downs is there. I just don't trust a lot of this. And a lot of their issues on defense, too, is like Darius Leonard. That man never plays. Kenny Moore was also hurt for a lot of last year. So I just think health, too.
and didn't DeForest Buckner wasn't he also
Buckner,
injured too?
So it's like, yeah, they got some pieces on defense, but they're not like what I call a reliable group by any means to come play.
Yeah, I just feel like they're just not the worst team in football, obviously, but like if JT doesn't come back
They have
and like 100%, that's gonna be a problem there
their core
because
is
they're gonna be
constantly-
trying to teach Anthony Richardson how to play football, and they're hoping JT comes back and is like old JT. So then Anthony Rich can do play action, get the field more open, so it's a little bit easier. So they're hoping for his return. Jags.
11 through 15.
Whoa! No! No! I'm
Yes.
sorry. No. I think that they're way better than the freaking Browns, Broncos, and Lions. I think that they're top 10, at least a top 10 squad. It's not just because Trevor Lawrence. It's literally because I think that they've improved on the receiving core with Calvin Ridley. They have a great running back in Travis Etienne. The O-line's improved with Brandon Scherf getting at it this year. Their defense has gotten a lot better lately, and Trayvon Walker should be taking a huge step up this year. They are gonna be a top 10 unit.
It's 11 through 15 because there are some teams that are better than them. Not
Man,
saying
we'll move them. I would say that like we can always move them down later, but right now I'm saying freaking the Jags are top 10.
they're a high 11 to 15 team.
Man, I'm saying top 6 through 10 on the low range.
I'm putting them
Jack?
at 6 to 10. They're not better than the Ravens or the Cowboys in my eyes, but I'm a big Calvin Ridley fan. I don't think it's going to hit right away, but that man can play it. Whenever he played in that Falcons, that was peak Calvin Ridley when he's by himself. Julio left. He can play. Christian Kirk is good. Ingram is good. Cam Robinson, suspended, sucks, but he'll be back and he's going to be fine once he gets back. Then I look at the defense.
What's he suspended for?
I think he did
PEDs? Okay.
And defense, I look at the defense and I like it. Like, I think a lot of it's going to come down to their X factor. Obviously, Josh Allen's going to be good. Tyson Campbell already kind of broke out. He turned into a really good corner. I think the X factor is going to be basically the edge rushers and the linebacker core from last year's draft class. Trayvon Walker, Devin Lloyd, Chad Bouma. Three pretty highly touted players. Obviously, Trayvon Walker and Devin Lloyd are the big two. But if those two can take sophomore jumps, this defense is going to be like really, really good. So for now, I say 6 to 10. We'll see because there's still a lot of good teams I could also consider putting in 6 to 10. But for now, I think they deserve to be here.
Chiefs. So they won the Super Bowl. Everyone keeps having them at 1. I don't think they're the best team in football though. Like their corners have a lot of question marks. Their entire secondary is question marks. The only thing that they have good on their defense is literally their D line. Did they lose Juan Thornhill too this year? Like,
Yep. And
They
then
did go Frank Clark, too.
and then like the receiving core is there's so many questions at the receiving core. It's just I think we still have to put them in top 5, just because how good their quarterback is. Like Patrick Mahomes can literally change an entire game just by his arm. Right?
Yeah, I think you still have to put them in top 5. I don't think they're as complete as some of the other top 5 rosters, but like I still really like this Chiefs roster. Mahomes and Kelsey is going to work on offense. I think the receivers are interesting. We'll see. Apparently, they think Kadarius Toney's going to be wide receiver 1 or something, which is
Oh no,
Like,
that ain't
okay.
gonna work.
good luck. But Sky Moore, I was a fan of Sky Moore. We'll see how he. Their left tackle's weird. They signed Donovan Smith. He's normally a reliable veteran. He was pretty crappy last year, but we'll see if he can shake it off. O-line's still pretty sound, though, all things considered. Defense is normally their issue. Obviously, that D-line's good. Linebackers are okay. And I think Justin Reed is good in the secondary. But corners, Trent McDuffie, I mean, we'll see. He's in a stacked cornerback class last year, so it's not like he was necessarily absolutely trash, but he's got to step up.
So we're gonna.
And L'Jarius Sneed. There's still questions on the defense, pretty much, but they're still top 5
So
team.
would you say like Chiefs are better than the Bengals or the Bills, or do you think they're worse?
I think
Roster
they're
wise-
better than the Bills, not the Bengals.
I
I
would say
said
they're worse
better-
than the Bills, but
I'd
what are
say
you
they're
saying?
better than the Bengals and Bills.
Okay, so then we'll just put them where Jack put them because that's like in the middle ground, right?
Yeah.
That's fine. There's a certain team that I think is better that like tops all of them, but we'll get to them a little bit later. Chargers.
6-10.
Yeah, what? No, okay. I'm sorry. You and me are having differing opinions about this one. 11 through 15, but very high on there because I believe in Herbert, but the rest of the team I have so many question marks about. Like, it's way too many question marks, especially about their O-line. Their O-line's so bad.
They got a new receiver though.
Yeah, but like, when will Quentin Johnson just get injured by like week 6 because somehow every Chargers receiver that we've seen gets injured by like week 3? So, I'm saying it's around like 11 through 15 to 6 through 10. I still believe in 6 through 10. It's just I think that they're more of an 11-15 team. But
They're a high
like,
6 through 10.
why would you say? Whoa, what? They're a high. So you saying that they're better than the Ravens or the Cowboys?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, that's wild.
That's
I
actually
can't-
on my list.
I can't deride. I can't really deride the Chargers like that because like we've done that for years. Every year we said the Chargers have this stacked roster, and every year they choke. Like I'm not falling for it this time. They're 11 through 15, I think. Oh, now Jack's the tiebreaker again.
I'll put them in 6 to 10, but I'm gonna be honest. There's a few teams down here. If it gets too crowded, they're first to go in this group by far. It's just like
Okay,
the team
that's-
is like, it's good, obviously. Like I like these 3 receivers. These 3 receivers are all pretty injury prone though. Eckler was really weird with this trade thing. I don't even know what's going on with that anymore. If he doesn't get traded, is he going to be interested? Obviously, Herbert's amazing. Rashawn Slater coming back is definitely going to help. But then Corey Linsley, good, obviously. Zion Johnson, we'll see. He was pretty good his rookie year at right guard. But then left guard, Slayer and Pipkins at right tackle, I don't think those are starters. So, like, you have 3 like people I'm confident about in the O-line, and then you just have 2 really, really bad players. And then obviously their defense, it looks good on paper. Eric Kendricks, I think, is the big add. I'm very excited about that. I think J.C. Jackson breaking and disappearing forever is really setting this team back in the secondary from like being like really set. But overall, I think another big thing is Staley. I'm just not a Staley guy at all. This guy just doesn't seem to get it. Like he seems to
Yeah.
win. They can win 10 games this year, but like realistically, Jaguars outcoaches them. Even Staley and McCarthy. I'm not gonna compare those two, but outside of McCarthy, I think Staley is easily outclassed by the other 5 teams in this top 10.
So I looked up Quentin Johnson's injury history just because the receivers have been more often injured. Johnson's only had like strains. Like he had a knee strain, and it was grade 1. That's not bad at all. It happened in 2021. And then in 2021 he was very much dealing with some injury. In 2022, he was dealing with some injuries. But like a Peloton ankle sprain, that's fine. Sprains you can play on still. Like he had this Peloton ankle sprain for like October 29th, November 5th, and November 19th. And that's when the injury starts. So he's still dealing with it. So, like, that's not bad. And it's only on his left, I believe. Yeah, that's his left leg. So, like, that's not bad at all.
I think the receiver I'm most nervous about in this group is Keenan Allen.
Oh, yeah, the
Man's
dude's old,
hamstring's
too.
gotta be
Isn't he?
falling off at this point. He was a cut candidate.
Yeah.
He's the one that worries me the most. Mike Williams, injured too, little younger.
He tore his ACL, though. Like, that guy tore his ACL, too. So, like, that
Keenan
receiving
Allen
core
by far
literally...
makes me the most nervous.
Yeah. It's like hamstrings are like held by like toothpicks, right?
Yeah, like
Crazy.
every year this guy tweaks a hamstring.
All right. Now let's talk about the other LA team. Worst team.
He was just
Like,
put him on
I'm,
32.
yeah, I'm putting them at 31. Like 31, 32. I don't know what team is going to be worse than them. Might be one. No, because it's like Cooper Cup comes back this year. That's great. But Stafford, we're still having questions about because we don't know if he's going to come back or not. Their O line, they got Oliveira in the draft. He's great, but like he's a rookie, so he's gonna have to deal with interior presence. Which he'll get better because he has to practice with Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald had thoughts about retiring. He probably will retire after this season or a mid-season. That would be wild if he does a mid-season retirement.
They don't have a quarterback.
Corners got worse. I literally talked about Stafford. Safeties got worse. Linebackers got worse. Running back, in my opinion, Cam Akers is really not him. So it's so like everything is worse. And like the only thing that like Rams fans can really be excited for, I know they're hearing this from a Cardinals fan, is like Cooper Kupp. Oh. Like dang. Will Cooper Kupp really win? I'm saying that Diop can win games. I think Cooper Kupp will win like 2 games for you, maybe. But like you need other people on that team to step up for you to win other games. So that's just me though. And they took like what? They're not the team that took Max Duggan. That was a freaking Chargers, right? Oh, so they're going to be running with an even older quarterback. Okay, that's great.
They're bottom feeders though. Like
yeah, they are. They're gonna.
It's bad.
They're going for Caleb Williams, right? Because they have their
what
pick this year. Yeah.
Stafford, major question mark. Cooper Kupp, good coming off injury, but it's fine. Outside of Cooper Kupp and Rob Havenstein at right tackle, I don't think any of these guys should be starting. Okay, we'll make an argument for Tyler Higbee, I guess. Maybe Van
And Steve Oliveira.
And Oliveira, okay, yeah, because he's a rookie. But, like, there's just not a lot going for them. And then on defense, it's literally Aaron Donald and all these other guys. It's been a while since I've seen any. Like, would any of these guys start on other NFL rosters outside of Aaron Donald?
Maybe on, like, the Colts.
Like, maybe on, like, weaker teams. Like, the idea that this team's going to even be, like, there's got nothing. There's just, like, 4 or 5 players here that are good. And then everything else is just either a question mark or just terrible.
Yeah. We get to talk about, or so we all agree that's 31, 32.
I
like,
think they're a bottom feeder. They're one of the bottom feeders.
Yeah. All right. Now we get to talk about another shitty team. Raiders. This team is like, they're like with the Colts, right?
I'm putting them down with the Colts.
Are they worse than the Colts or better than the Colts?
I say better.
Just because of the receiving core and like the options they have on defense.
They got a really good receiving core. They got Crosby. They're gonna have Tyree Wilson, who I'm a big believer in. Nate Hopkins.
And when we say that Jimmy G is more proven than Gardner Minshew and Anthony Richardson,
he's probably more proven. Yeah, he's more proven than both of them combined. So.
And Josh Jacobs should be back. Or is he pissed off about the franchise tag? Might be.
I don't know. Actually, I'm bumping them about the Falcons.
He's been silent, but whenever Josh Jacobs is mad, no one knows except for like the 3 Raiders fans.
Yeah, he's not like a public outrage kind of guy.
I think he is mad about it. I heard some report about it, but I don't know if I read the right one. It could have been Saquon I read. So, who knows?
This team just feels very mid of 21 to 30.
Yeah, but I think that they're still worse than the Panthers and the Falcons. Just because I feel like the Panthers and the Falcons have, like, they'll win games just because, and they'll see development from the rookies. It's worse when you don't see development from your rookies and you still suck. Like, and I feel like Tyree Wilson is going to take longer to develop. So it's like they're not even going to see rookie development. So
oh yeah,
that's what makes it worse.
So they're probably.
But I think they're going to be better than the Colts. That's what also has to happen during Power Rookies. You also have to see rookie development. So yeah. All right.
So you have Panthers and Falcons.
Yeah. So Raiders are in between. They're better than the Colts, but worse than the Falcons. I think that's a valid area. Devontae Adams is still on that team, right?
Yes.
Yep.
He didn't go anywhere.
Dang, he really just. Dang, Jack, make a trade for that. All right.
Let's just move them
Let's
past
get
the
him out of
Falcons
there.
at that point.
Yeah, make him a Jet, bro. Like, you know how cool that receiving core would be? That literally would be. That would be an insanely good receiving core, but you have to restructure his contract.
Receivers already, Zach.
Hey! He needs to
We'll figure
leave.
something
That
out.
is a scary area. Vegas, you should never be in for a long time. All right. Okay. Dolphins. Do we want to give the scenario where Tua's healthy, or do we want to give the scenario that Tua's gonna literally become mashed potatoes this year?
6 through 10.
We gotta do this every year with them.
Until Tua retires, right?
It's
Yep.
6 through 10.
It's
If
6 through 10 when Tua's healthy, but when Tua's not, it's literally 1 through 15.
He only had a couple of concussions
He has
this year.
4
Shut
this
up.
year.
He just had
Will
like
his
a
brain be
handful.
mashed potatoes, or will it actually be fine?
No, his brain's a baked potato. It's still together. It's just mashed up in the center.
I swear, Dolphins are probably. I'm gonna say because I like the Chargers. I don't like saying this, but I think they're better than the Chargers. That's the only team I can see them better than, just because even like I'm good. If Tua's healthy, like the Dolphins are a top 5 unit, right? Like
think they're
if
top
Tua,
6,
if
yeah.
injuries are turned off, Tua's like a top 5 quarterback in the league, and like this team is great.
The gatekeeper for 6 through 10.
But he's literally like Anthony Davis with concussions. Like he gets it so commonly.
I'd actually bump the Chargers out of 6 to 10 and to put the Dolphins up there.
Yeah, well they could still fit up here. They're not gonna fit up there because Jets are still.
I think I
Kidding.
would
Yeah, let's
actually
move-
kick them out with the Jets, Eagles.
Yeah, so let's move them down to 11 to 15, right?
Slide
Chargers,
them.
and
I'm
then-
still putting them at the top 11, 15. That gives us 6 through 10. Okay.
Yeah, and then 6 through 10 for Dolphins. But Dolphins could also move down. I'm saying that too right now. Vikings. Dang, all the North is just chilling in 16 through 20, I feel like. And they're probably in between the Bears and the Packers. So,
Ooh, the Vikings. This team.
they're also a 16 through 20 team, right?
Vikings are mid 16 through 20.
I'll put them
Yeah, so they're in between the Packers and the Bears, right?
I'd say better
I'd
than
say
both
they're
of
the
them.
best team out of 16 to 20 right now.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
valid. I just thought that Justin Fields is the step up that he's going to have because I'm expecting a huge step up. Like,
and they could probably potentially dethrone the Vikings.
yeah, but right now we're saying that Vikings are.
I do like the weapons.
that's
Not a
fine.
fan of the O-line. I like Byron Murphy. It depends on the
Ooh.
secondary people. Those are the X factor.
I do.
Booth
I love the
and,
receiving core.
Who's the other one? Booth.
Jordan Addison?
Booth and Lewis Seen are my.
Oh, my bad.
On defense, but yeah, Jordan Addison and Jay Jettas is ridiculous.
Like, if he actually, like, comes, like, in as, like, when he was in USC.
I think Jordan
Good
Addison could
luck.
thrive next to Jay Jettas.
Like, that's, like, literally the best situation. Patriots, right? Are we done talking about the Vikings? Because
Oh yeah.
I feel like they're just, like, the most mid team ever.
I
Yeah.
feel like
Patriots are also just mid, right?
Patriots
Oh,
are
that's bad.
gatekeepers of the 21.
Like, Patriots are either bad or they're like, there's one other team I want to put in like 16 through 20, but Patriots is one of them. And I
I
feel
will
like,
say the Patriots are my 21st best team. Like they are right there, but they're just not.
so you say they're better than the Texans but worse than the Packers right now?
Oh, they're better than every single team, but they just aren't.
They just can't beat the
16 through
Packers, you think?
Yeah.
Like, if we gave the Packers 10 games to beat the Patriots, do you think the Patriots are not winning a lot of those games?
No, just because of what Belichick is doing with the team.
That's
and
valid.
Mac Jones is developing.
Yeah, Mac Jones is just, I don't trust him as much as Jordan Love either, so I would say that's fine. I was going to say they're either worse than the Packers in the 16 through 20 range, or they're, like, 21 through 30. Like, that's valid. I'm fine with that.
I'm putting them at 16 to 20. I look at the roster. I don't like Mac Jones at all. I think their offense is pretty mid. Like Juju, Devontae Parker, Tyquan Thornton, Hunter Henry. It's like, O-line's pretty good, though. Belichick's
Running
great
backs are kind of mid.
Oh, yeah, Stevenson. Stevenson's all right. He's not
Yeah.
going to write home about, but...
They don't have a lot of things on defense either. Like, it's just Matt Judon, right?
It's like Judon and then Ooch
The
sometimes.
Joneses.
The Joneses in the secondary are okay. Gonzalez helps a lot too, but then Jabril Peppers is Jabril Peppers. Jawan Bentley. Yeah.
They also
they're just
lost a
not-
lot of O-line, didn't they? Too. Like,
they've
just
also
over the
been
years,
bad
they've
too.
lost O-line.
Their O-line's been decaying for a bit.
Yeah. So I would say, I'm going to say 21, like, their top, like Josh said, I think that they're top 21 through 30. But I would see your point too, Jack.
Oh yeah, I'll put them there at the bottom. They're at the very top.
Yeah.
They're just mid.
Yeah, they're very
They're
top.
really
Like,
close to
they clear all those teams in that, like, but there's just, I don't think that they're better than the, Packers. Like, I think the Packers clear them for sure. Saints,
I say high 16 through 20, just because somebody has to win that division.
no, we don't, Josh, again, we're not going by just because you win your division, you're, like, we're going by, like, just roster. Like, we don't care about the division stuff.
And that's going to inflate their record.
Oh, I don't care. I still think that the Saints, they can't beat, like, they're worse than, like, the Falcons, in my opinion. I think that the Saints will totally win the division, but I still think the Falcons and the Panthers are better. Like, that's my opinion.
Where the hell did I put these?
Like, I think that the literal entire South should just be next to each other in this rankings, just because of how bad it's going to be in there. Yeah.
I'll let them.
Where would you rank them, Jack?
I'm putting them. I don't know if they're even above. Like I could see them. Their ceiling being 16 to 20. This team is the definition of like. This team could either be disaster or mid. I'm putting them right above the Panthers. They can all sit next to each other. I think their defense is good. Dennis Allen, defensive minded. They have good secondary with Matthew, Marcus May, and Lattimore. Demario Davis is still pretty good. And then you got Cam Jordan. Outside of that, not much. On offense, apparently their entire O-line is out with injury. Obviously, some of them are going to be back, but we'll see about. I like Ryan Ramczyk. I don't know about Trevor Penning yet. It's a question mark. Michael Thomas. We all know about Michael Thomas. And then Chris Olave is good, though. Oh, Jamal Williams is there, too. I feel like this team could actually be pretty decent, but this team's going to be like 8 and 9. They're going to win the NFC South. One of those teams, you know? I don't know
Yeah.
what these do.
Can we make it okay? I feel like there's gonna be two teams that we're gonna debate a little later in the video, so I'll wait for that. All right, Giants.
Giants, what do I do with these?
Again, are we saying that Saquon is playing or we're not?
Number 6.
Number 6. Josh, what? Why?
I like
No,
Dave.
it's not just. I just feel like it. It's no. The Ravens are better. The Cowboys are, in my opinion, a little bit better than them. Jags are. They're kind of close with the Jags. And Dolphins, I think that they clear if Tua's not playing. Dang,
I say the Giants are the 6th best team in the league.
the 6th. I can't. Sorry, I can't believe that, Josh. Ravens clear them. Like we're about to talk about another team that I believe clears them too. I think that I would say they're in between the Cowboys and the Jags. That's where I would say they are.
What the heck do I do?
Where would you say, Jack?
I'm putting them above the Dolphins. I'm putting them below the Jags, though.
Okay, so we'll just put them there.
I like Daniel
Okay.
Jones, Saquon. Darren Waller's good. He's injury prone. He's inconsistent, and obviously the receivers. I don't really think this is a fix. They added Paris Campbell and they get Sterling Shepard back. That's pretty much it. O-line looks okay. I like JMS getting added. Evan Neal's got to break out his sophomore year though. And then obviously defense. Thibodeau's an X factor. I think they upgraded linebacker. And overall, their defense was actually pretty solid before, especially defensive line. That's a strength. But still, not better than the Jaguars, not better than the Cowboys, not better than the Ravens.
Yeah. All right, Jets. I would say that they're literally. I would say that they're the 6th team. Like that's
They're
actually-
either number 10 or 11 in my book.
Ooh. I'm going to
What?
put them in 6 through 10.
I don't get, Josh. How do you like Daniel Jones better than you like Aaron Rodgers and that?
It's not
Jets
that.
roster?
Okay, I like Aaron Rodgers better than I do Daniel Jones. I'm just very worried about the people who Aaron Rodgers has brought in to to this core.
What do you mean? I still think Garrett Wilson's gonna have a better season. Brees Hall's gonna have a better season. He's not controlling the defense. The defense was like a top 3 unit this year.
I felt
Like,
iffy about the draft too, so I'm gonna go with
number 6. What do you mean iffy about the draft? No, they addressed their needs, kinda. They didn't address tackle, but that's fine. They're trusting in being healthy on that O line. I think that they are like the 6, or like they're either better than the Ravens or they're in between the Cowboys and the Ravens.
They're 10th, but they kick out the Dolphins.
Oh, the Dolphins have already been kicked out. I already knew they were gonna get kicked out.
I put them between the Cowboys and the Jags. I'll move up
Sorry.
the Cowboys. That puts them at 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think Aaron Rodgers, obviously the big add. The Jets defense is really good. They were like top 5 unit. They have like one of the best secondaries, and they added a bunch of DTs to actually play next to Quinton Williams. Didn't have that much going on next to him. Edge rushers are still really good. It's one of the deepest rooms. And then on offense, I think I like the weapons. Garrett Wilson, I think, is going to obviously get even better. He has 1,000 yards without a quarterback, and now he gets a quarterback. And it's a deep receiver room. I'm okay with it. My main concern is O-line. I like AVT, and I like Laken Tomlinson. Connor McGovern being back is good. I think Joe Tippmann could easily dethrone him, though. My main concerns are the tackles, though. That's the X factor of this team, because we need the tackles to be healthy. If the tackles can be healthy, then the Jets will be set. But if they're not healthy, I think they could struggle.
Yeah. All right. Can we not even debate this? The Eagles are the best team in football. There's no debate. They have the deepest core. They brought all their pieces back except for Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Everyone's back. They're rebuilt and they reload it. And they got Jalen Carter on this team. I don't think that there's a debate about the Eagles, right?
And Nolan Smith and Ringo, and
Yeah.
I can keep going.
Yeah, they got better on every front. So I think that they're...
The team is the most complete roster in the league right now. On both sides of the
Yeah.
ball. It's well-rounded. They can do everything right.
Because Howie Roseman loves those Georgia players.
Alright, Steelers. I think that they're better than all the NFC North, except for the Lions. So I think they're the best 16 through 20 team because they are literally the definition of mid.
I'd say second, or no, right now, best 16 through 20 team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. So
I put them below the Vikings, but I think they're pretty
that's
much.
valid.
I
think
them, but
it's just T.J. Watt's back, and T.J. Watt wasn't healthy last year, so I believe that T.J. Watt's gonna have a better season, and Kenny Pickett should develop a little bit better.
if Kenny Pickett can take a sophomore, well, they won 8 games with him being absolutely terrible. I think they're going to be around the same range, even if he does step up his play.
Yeah. Seahawks. This is where the list gets weird. I think we should move out another one of their 11-15 teams.
Someone's got to go down. Who we moving?
Browns?
No,
Probably the Browns.
I'd say because of Geno, I put this team 16 through 20, but it's the highest I can go.
All
I
right.
don't see it better than the Browns.
That's fine. All right, and then do we kind of agree with that, or do we want to move the Browns out?
Added Wagner back. They get Jamal Adams. They add Tariq Woolen.
Geno could stay the same. They got Jackson Smith and Jigba on the receiving core.
I think if Geno stays the same, this team is improved, but
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I
If you're under the
don't believe
impression
in.
that Deshaun Watson comes back to being Deshaun.
Yeah, but at the same time, I still can't I can't trust either of these quarterbacks. So they literally should.
I think
In
these
my
guys
opinion.
are pretty much in the same tier, but there's just not
Yeah,
enough
so-
room for both of them.
Yeah, let's just leave them in 16 through 20. It looks bad, but Broncos, Browns, and Seahawks, they all just have question marks just because of their quarterback play, right?
Yeah, it's all these three could switch around with each other depending on which quarterback does what.
All right, Niners. We don't really have to debate this. They're the last team in the top 5, and I believe Niners at quarterback. This is the biggest question mark. I think that they're at 5 just because of the quarterback question mark.
They have
Every
a quarterback. They'd be sad.
these other teams, like the Eagles, the Bengals, the Chiefs, and the Bills, all have their quarterbacks figured out. Just the Niners are getting carried by that defense in this area. Like, and it's just the quarterback is just the biggest question mark. That's the reason I was thinking about moving the Ravens into the top, like, into the top 5. That was the reason, because they actually don't have a question mark at quarterback.
No, but I think
it just seems disrespectful to put like the
Niners. More of the moments where quarterback play is not the biggest factor. It's more of the all-around team being better.
Okay, whoa. I'm gonna stop you there. When you are okay, you tell me how good it's gonna be when Trey Lance is throwing 3 picks a game. Okay.
Yeah, well, the defense is also going to be getting 3 picks, and one of those is going to go.
But it's literally 0-0 the score. So
6-0 because of a pick 6. Duh.
From the opposition. God, it's like if your quarterback plays bad, your team's not going to be good. Just because you have a great look what the Commanders did. They had a great defense. They tried out one of the best defenses I've seen. And I'm talking about like the
Sam Darnold idiot. They could use him.
And then like, oh my God, did we just say did you just say they're going to be fine? They have Sam Darnold. What reality are you living in? He's not in USC anymore. That's the reason I was debating. Should we put the Ravens in top 5 or no? It's just playoff experience too with the Ravens.
I'm keeping the Niners in the top 5. They're an odd team because they don't have. Everybody else in the top 5 has a top 5 quarterback. Not them though.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of question marks, but their roster is just. If Shanahan can get somebody that can execute, if Brock Purdy can just do what he did last year and just like execute the Shanahan way, I think they're going to be fine. They added a defense with Javon Hargrave somehow. I think they're still really deep. And their DC Steve Wilkes, so I'm not worried about losing Miko.
They can sign Carson Wentz.
Add to the group of oddballs.
Hey, he's better than Sam Darnold. Chill out.
You think he beat out Sam Darnold for QB3?
Okay, then fine. We'll give him Teddy Bridgewater then. God, if we're really going to complain this much.
Could actually be good, though.
Yeah. Or, fine, they'll get Matt Ryan. God. So they're just choosing any of the Colts quarterbacks.
Any quarterback that can execute the Shanahan way.
I don't know. Give Tom Brady that little reach around the side, and maybe he'll join.
Bribe Tom Brady to come back.
Yeah, geez, like he's not coming back to the next team that we're going to talk about, which is the Bucks, and I think that the Bucks are literally at 31. So, 31. Like, I was about to have a debate with you guys if it was either going to be the Bucks or is it the Colts at 31, because 32 is the Rams.
That's a special spot reserved for the Rams.
I was just saying that because, like, I trust the there's defensive players that I like on the Buccaneers a lot. And there's the receiving core that I like a lot. And the running back, Leonard Fournette, in some games is really solid. So, like, that's where I'm debating. But their quarterback is so bad. Like, but if we're going to, like, if we're using the same logic for the Niners, shouldn't we use the same logic for the Bucks? They have better defensive players and better offensive players, and we should look at overall team or no?
I don't think they should be as low as the Rams.
They should? Okay. Is it just because how bad their QB play is going to be?
I trust them more than the Rams. I think the Colts should be below them.
The Colts should be below the
Colts or the Titans should be below the Bucks.
Below the Bucks.
Tom Brady did this roster, but
so worse than the Bucks. So you're saying the Colts and the Titans should be worse than the Bucks? Right?
Yes.
What about the Raiders?
Like the rest of the roster. Oh, Bucks versus Raiders. Yucky.
Okay, are they better than the Falcons?
No.
Are they better than the Raiders?
You know what? Put them below the Raiders still.
Okay, and then Colts,
I don't think
and now we have
level with the Rams though.
Now we have the debate: Colts or Titans.
Colts versus Titans is the worst team in the league.
So you either take. I'm gonna say Titans are better. Dang, they're dealing with the same stuff. It's between Derrick Henry or JT. It's between Will Levis or Anthony Richardson. I prefer Anthony Richardson, but I prefer Derrick Henry. Like,
their defense is injury prone, but good when it's healthy. They're literally mirror images of each other.
That's the only way that we can fix this.
Coaching, coaching. Vrabel. Oh, okay, then that's easy. Then freaking Vrabel's worse than Shane Steichen or whatever. So yeah, then that means Titans are 31, right?
Yep.
And that leaves the Commanders.
We know what tier they're going into, but where?
I mean, yeah, they're going in 21-30, but where? Are they better than the Raiders?
I want to say in between the Patriots and Texans.
I would not say that at all. I think they're more near like the between the Falcons and the Raiders, or the Saints and the Panthers.
Everybody in the Commanders building seems to be a huge fan of Sam Howell, which makes me nervous.
Like I feel like they're like talking with these
They're like
self.
talking like this guy is like him.
Nah, I feel like this team is talking like with the South, like where we have like almost the
The
entire.
little crew of the NFC South. They're somewhere in there.
Okay, where though the little crew of the NFC South? Do we put them where the Raiders and Falcons are? Do we put them where the Panthers and the Falcons
Let's
are?
put
Do
them
we
above
put?
the Raiders, but below the Falcons.
Yeah, God, the Commanders are so.
Between the Falcons and the Panthers. Oh, wait, no.
Oh, dang, this is a weird list. Like, especially the Dolphins, like not hitting like,
There's just too many good teams. They got squeezed out of the top 10.
and the Seahawks are like a 16. Like, that. We're just like we don't trust Geno Smith, do we? Like, we don't trust Geno Smith, Russell Wilson, or Sean Watson.
Yeah.
No, there's just too many teams that are proven on top of them.
I'm so happy that we didn't have the Dolphins as a top 10 unit. Like,
They're not better than any of those teams.
They're a gatekeeper for 11 through 15. But they could move into top 10 if Tua stays
I
healthy.
feel like it was a good debate on one of the teams. I think that was a good debate on. I still am like thinking about Ravens and Niners. It's super close. Like, it's closer than people think. Just because if the Niners get a top 5 QB, oh, it's over. It's literally gonna be whoever.
Team in the league, the Niners versus Eagles.
Yeah, it's like that's literally what needs to happen. Like, imagine if they got Joe Burrow or some shit like that. Like, imagine instead of like who they have with the second. Imagine instead of taking like there's not really a quarterback that they could have taken in that draft where they take Nick Bosa.
Oh yeah, they're
Yeah.
they're still kind of just stuck. If they can find a way to acquire a top quarterback, though.
Okay, imagine they like won the Aaron Rodgers trade. Like they somehow like got into it.
If
They would
got it, then they'd be like number one.
yeah. It's yeah. I feel like I agree with a lot of this list. Do you guys kind of agree with a lot of this list?
I think it looks good.
Yeah, it turned out very well.
Yeah. I think that this is not going to be accurate, obviously, because there's going to be one of these 21 through 30 teams is going to randomly be good. I don't know.
I did
which
not
one-
expect the Texans and Cardinals to be this high.
Oh, yeah, everyone's list has the Texans and the Cardinals literally sitting at 31 32. Like, everyone's
Cardinals
list.
or the Texans worse than the Rams, though.
Yeah, how can you, like, actually confidently
Can
debate,
you look at
like...
that Rams roster and tell me that the Cardinals or the Texans are like significantly worse than them?
Can you really, like... We can go by positional groups,
There's, like,
and, like,
four
I think
NFL
the
starters
Rams
on
won't even
that
take
roster.
one. If
I
we
think
really
it's
go by,
no
like,
way
every
biased.
positional group, you might win, like, maybe 1 or 2 against the Cardinals. But, like, why are we using the same energy for, like, the... We're not using the same energy with the Cardinals and the Rams, in my opinion. Like, I like consistency, especially because that's usually how, like, arguments are settled. And I hate the consistency of people like, oh, well, Kyler's injured. Stafford literally came and played football.
Yeah,
But we don't care about that, do we?
we're just ignoring it.
Yeah, and like we're trotting out at least a little bit better of a defense. They trade away Jalen Ramsey, and people are just like, oh, okay, but the Rams are still going to be better than the Cardinals. How? Cooper Kupp's going to win them more games. So D-Hop's not going to win us more games? Yeah. Okay, what? Like, that sounds so stupid. Like now looking at it, like that argument is super stupid, right?
Yeah, just you can't with the Rams. It's like Kupp and Aaron Donald are the only people that I think are gonna be consistent. Even then, they got their own question marks. Like Stafford,
And then, like, you have, like-
mystery too.
Yeah, like
Elbow
what is
is
Stafford's
broken.
status right
We don't know
now?
what his deal.
How
It
is it?
says he's not on the injury report, but like I don't know when that was last even updated.
Matthew Stafford.
Like I saw him at practice, but like I don't know. I don't even know if his shoulder's gonna be the same. If he can throw the football the same way.
I'll probably just look up status. Um, Stafford's ready to go, but I don't believe in it because he literally had spinal contusion, which no, he had a having a 2022 shortcut by spinal cord contusion and concussive symptoms. Are you serious? We're having a guy trot out on the field that is basically like Tua, but like worse off and like has been injured.
With like no supporting cast.
And
Yeah,
a
that's
bad
great.
line.
Yeah, and a bad back. Like, dang.
It's
The
old.
dude's 35. He's gonna get tackled by like. He's just gonna get his shit lit up by like one person, like Nick Bosa, and then
He's
he's
getting
done.
walked by Aaron Donald in practice.
Yeah, like God. It's Stafford's done, right? Like why are we using this argument that Stafford's gonna come back after spinal cord contusion surgery and be fine? Like, dude, his spine basically broke. Like, let me look up what a spinal cord contusion is just to
How
make
about we
sure.
just let Stafford ride off into the sunset with a Super Bowl ring?
Should have done that. Let me look that up so our viewers can actually figure out what the heck I'm talking about. A spinal cord contusion is an injury caused by crushing of a cord, which part is a tissue. So he screwed up a practical. Oh, whoa! How serious is spinal cord contusion? Yeah, literally. Okay, Stafford's gonna become paralyzed.
Yeah, why is he still playing?
Some of the symptoms I'm reading about it. So can you walk after spinal cord contusion? Yes, people have walk again after suffering. Yeah, because Stafford's walking and he's playing football again. But if it gets worse, you can like become paralyzed.
Which is why you probably shouldn't be playing football again.
Exactly, because you're gonna like
You're gonna get hit.
you see when you see Jamal Adams, the man is not gonna be covering. He's coming after you. Yeah, and he's coming hard.
Yeah, you don't
Pause.
mess with them. He's back.
Yeah, he's gonna be the best in the nation. Also, can we get 3 first-round picks for Buda Baker? Like, Jamal Adams got 2 first-round picks.
If we argue the market,
Yeah, if we're saying Jamal Adams, a guy who's a top 10 safety in the league, can get 2 first-round picks, why not Buda Baker get 3? Do you know if I was the FLGM, if someone called me about Buda Baker, like, oh, we'll take him. We'll give you, like, 2 first-round, we'll give you a second-round pick. It's like, no, I want 3 first-round picks. They're going to be like, are you stupid? This guy's a safety dog. Like, yeah, but the Seahawks gave him.
your team, our division friends did.
Yeah, like, you see what the Seahawks did? And it's like, yeah, we're not giving you that. And I'll be like, fine, 2 first-round picks then. They're going to be like, I'm never calling you ever again. It's like, and then they would ask about Diop, and it's like, oh, he's not touchable. Like, what?
Okay.
Yeah, are we the best GM?
You guys would be in Super Bowl contention already, GM.
Of course. We remember some of my takes about loving players that haven't worked out. And my assessment on Buda Baker when he got his contract.
Oh yeah.
See, the Cardinals wouldn't be in this situation if they just listened to me.
There'd be no Buda Baker contract in the first place.
Exactly. Because I didn't think he deserved it. And you know what? Now that he's asking for the trade and he's being a little bitch, yeah, I'm right.
It all came.
It only took 2 years. Alright. Also, you just got paid. Why do you want more money? Like, dang. You're not satisfied with the money that you made from your last contract, so you're deciding to like say, nah, I don't want to be a Cardinal anymore because they're not paying me enough. Yeah.
Just to break the market.
Again? Well, we already broke the market once, bud. We can't do it again.
He's ready for
We did that with
round two.
Christian Kirk. You're not Captain Kirk, alright, bud?
Go talk to the Jaguars about it.
Oh, the Niners and the Eagles are going to be week 1.
That's
I'm actually dead
Are
ass.
they opening the season?
No,
Or are they just?
I believe not. Oh, oops, my bad. Niners Eagles week 13.
I feel like Chiefs
My
are
bad.
definitely opening the season. I just don't know with who.
Yeah.
Who opened?
That's a
last year?
wild game. Maybe Brock Purdy will play that game.
Hey, the week 13, there's a chance.
Yeah. And maybe Hassan Reddick can injure him again.
It all came full circle.
Anthony Davis exits with a wheelchair. Okay. Jesus, Anthony Davis. This guy. I swear. Anthony Davis can't. I shouldn't be laughing, but why? Alright. I think that does it for our stream.
Yeah, we got into basketball talk.
Yeah. Before we were even streaming.
Hour and a half. It was a big one.
Dang it, Chris Paul, I'm gonna make your groin feel better.
That'll help. That'll make sure.
We
the
still
series-
stream? We better not be still streaming
We are
because they
still
just.
streaming.
Oh great! So they just heard. I will make Chris Paul's groin feel better because he keeps missing games and we can't be losing this series. See, that's what's gonna happen, Jack. That's what I'm saying. Something bad is gonna happen. It's gonna be the Suns losing the dang series.
That's tomorrow, I think.
Yeah.
But hey, the Knicks stayed alive.
I think they won their game. Well, Jalen Brunson played 48 minutes.
Yeah. He needs to do that a lot. Did you end the stream?
No, not yet. We haven't done the plugs.
Oh, oops. Oh. If you guys liked the video, hit the like button. If you really liked it, subscribe, hit post notifications. Jack, hit the plugs.
You know the drill. Instagram and Twitter at FrontlineFB. We're going to be back here next week with some playoff predictions because that's actually going to be available next week. Schedule release, primetime games, all that good stuff. So stay tuned, and we'll be back here next week. Same time. Probably, yeah, same place, same time.